Hello, welcome to episode 14 of NoHoldBarredPod. That's Sal.
Good afternoon.
I'm Don. Welcome along again. Thanks for tuning in on wherever you're listening, watching. I sound like a 70s news reporter. We're on episode 14, the last episode to feature PMQs for a little while, which I'm sure Sal is exceptionally pleased about.
Oh, you've no idea.
Yeah. And that's it. We're gonna have a different sort of style as from next week because I'm going to be away in Portugal and Spain, but we'll still be recording. Sorry, and I'm doing a lot of driving though. We've got about 4,000 miles to drive, but I'll live. I don't need the violins out for it. Yeah, exactly. But thanks for coming and thanks for listening and watching us on YouTube or Spotify if you're watching along. We're still picking up listeners and new viewers every week, so that's awesome. If anyone sees us, please, it would really help us to boost us in the algorithm if you shared us, if you liked us, subscribed, or gave us a review, 5-star review would be even better. Yes, because it gets us up and about, and no, not up and about. It gets us out and about. Oh my God, I've lost the plot. Right. So early in the episode, 5 minutes in, and I've completely.
Which one of us has just taken medication again?
It's really hot today. I know you said it wasn't so hot where you are, but it's hot in Gloucestershire today, and I'm feeling the heat again. So anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Send us to everyone you know. Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Or people you don't like also. If you don't like us, send us to people you don't like. There you go. For all you bitter people watching out there.
Oh yeah, we're not fussy.
We've encountered a lot of them this week.
Yeah, absolutely have, definitely. We'll get on to that a bit later. But yeah, send us to your biggest enemies. They'll love it. Anyway, right, let's get on with the show. So I think we'll start with Sal's last PMQs of the term and get that out of the way first of all.
It, but I'm completely exhausted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I didn't listen this week, so I'm going to live react to whatever you say.
Oh yeah, this will be such fun. So the last one, Starmer immediately he didn't immediately stand up. He stood up and then immediately started talking about the data leak with the Afghani refugees, immigrants. I don't know what their correct terminology is, to be honest, because I believe they have a right to be here. They have served our forces. That was the agreement. Always.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Anywho, Starmer quite correctly pointed out that the issue was not only the data breach, but the secret injunction that was made to cover it up years ago. Because obviously, if the Tories do one good thing, they have to put a slap on themselves so nobody can talk about them doing a good thing, because they've got to keep up that reputation of being absolute tosspots.
That's crazy.
Anywho, the Defence Committee will be holding an inquiry into it, so that's all great. He mentioned about how he made his landmark returns deal with France, which he waxed lyrical about. Didn't mention it's a reciprocal one.
Yeah, one in, one out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't mentioned again. Never was with the Rwanda scheme either, was it? Because that was reciprocal, but nobody ever mentioned that was the one in, one out. Sorry, one into an illegal war-torn country, one out to a very corrupt banana republic. Jacob Collier stood up with the plant question. Talking about how his constituents are absolutely delighted with the £150 Warm Homes discount and how it's really helping them all out. Massive coincidence. Turns out Keir Starmer had met the constituent Nicola that Collier was talking about. I mean, what are the chances?
I know, yeah.
It's quite incredible. Anyway, yeah, so Star was delighted to be able to save Nicola 150 quid while the gas bill and electricity bill's gone up £800 a year.
Yeah, exactly.
But he did say that there would be more to come on top of the enormous £150 all home discount.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Bad Enoch. She's just rabid, isn't she? Taxes are bad for growth. He called her a hypocrite. She's very upset inflation is up, blames taxes. What does the Prime Minister consider a modest income? Because he promised no tax rises for people with modest income, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
What's his ballpark? He absolutely fluffed it. Didn't give it any remote answer. And then started listing out what Labour have done since they've been in power, sorry. So, yeah, total non-answer when he could have, really given her something decent, like, I don't know, people worth less than 100 grand a year.
Wow, yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's terribly outrageous.
No.
He accused her of talking the country down. I swear to God, these people got no self-awareness. She said, I'm not talking the country down. I'm talking him down. That's not your job, lady.
No,
your job is not to assassinate him as a person. Your job is to deal with the issues at hand.
She doesn't know that.
She then started wanging on about self-employed people and will their taxes be getting raised. Starmer basically told her she was ridiculous. Not untrue.
No, he's not wrong.
Paddy Enoch came back saying employment is up each month. And again, like last week, she tried to get an answer on whether we'll be raising taxes on pensions, which he still wouldn't give an answer for. Cited that the budget was too far away. Badenoch wants to cut spending. When has it been any different, I ask you? When have we not been cutting spending?
Well, not in the last 2 decades, anyway. Yeah.
Anyone? Sod off, you utter deviants. Oh, yeah. She asked him how he would get a grip on the cost of borrowing. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Sorry. Got one ear and one ear. They don't like each other.
Don't.
Oh, yeah. How will Starmer get a grip on the cost of borrowing? He called her a hypocrite and asked where the apology from the Tories is, which is a valid point, because at no point have I seen anyone at any point take accountability. She completely ignored that, strangely, like they do.
Oh, yeah.
And I just put wang. I literally wrote, she was talking, I just put wangs on about, and I was waiting for her to get to the point. She just started lying. I just thought, right, okay. I'm tuning out now. This is getting difficult. She just looked really pleased with herself while she's just got main character syndrome, I think.
She really does.
And Starmer just stood up and buried it, and he did list off a list of stuff that Labour had done, which she would have absolutely no comeback to. And indeed, she didn't. There was a bit of an interesting bit that I wasn't expecting. An Irish guy whose name I couldn't hear because of all the braying from the children. He was talking about the British forces murderous charges over Northern Ireland. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah. A little bit.
I only am because I used to know somebody who's one of those British soldiers.
Oh, really?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely lost in the brain, I might add. Nevertheless, he asked if the PM would agree that no murderer should ever be able to law. Starmer said it was a very complicated and serious issue. He said the Tories gave a false promise of immunity from prosecution that was entirely unlawful. They left veterans very exposed, and Labour will have to fix it. Again, if you want to see the specifics, go back and watch it. But they're the headlines. Now, Ed Davey. Oh, sorry.
No,
I don't know enough about it to opine.
No, I just it just weirdly yesterday I was thinking how glad I was that we hadn't seen Johnny Mercer in quite a long time, and then he was the Veterans Minister when that all started kicking off, wasn't he? So he's
Isn't
sort
that
of
what's supposed to
disappeared
happen in
into the
court?
shadows.
Isn't it
Yeah,
supposed to be in
he was
court over like not naming
refusal
somebody
to
or something?
refusing to name somebody. He said he wouldn't do it, and then I don't know what's happened with that. It'd be interesting, but yeah, he was around when that sort of whole he was making a big noise about not prosecuting soldiers. That's all. And it was just strange that I'd thought about him yesterday. Weirdly, so
He's a terrible piece of shit.
yes, he is.
Now, Ed Davey, bit of a masterstroke, not gonna lie. Quite
What did he
impressed.
say?
Well, he got me. His first question of two, he stood up and started talking quite vociferously about the rise of anti-Semitism and how it can't be tolerated, and like they're setting up a new inquiry about the rise in anti-Semitism.
Right. Okay.
Now, I would be curious to speak to a Jewish person who supports Palestine to see whether they've experienced any anti-Semitism. They may have done. I genuinely don't know. I'm not being an arsehole. But I reckon most people experiencing what they describe as anti-Semitism are the Z people, the fascists, who pretend to be religious to hide their disgraceful human behaviour.
Absolutely.
And
well,
I thought,
I think between us, we've got quite a few Jewish followers who support Palestine. I'm pretty certain of that. And well, in fact, I know that for a fact. So maybe if anyone is listening and fancies a contribution, that'd be really welcome. If anyone did want to come and chat or just drop us a message or whatever, just give us some background info on it, because I think you're right. I think Jewish people as a whole who are sensible and support and don't support what's happening in Gaza, are them in the majority, I think so.
yeah, well, and I thought, Ed Davey, what are you doing? You
It's a
absolute
weird one for him.
fucking tool. And then he asked his second question. Oh, twist. Oh, twist.
Yeah.
Played a fucking blind, I'm not going to lie. He brought up the proposed concentration camps in Gaza. Does the PM agree it's abhorrent? And will he make it clear to Israel that we will stand against it? And I thought, bravo, fella. Bravo, fella. Very well fucking played.
Okay.
Shouldn't need to do it, but he's playing. Well, he's not. He's playing a cleverer game than they are.
That's 2 wins for Ed Davey this week then, because I'm going to mention him in a bit as well. So he's done well this week, Ed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
fair dues. Yeah, credit where it's due. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Starmer said in words filmed, "I am appalled about the concentration camps and the civilians being killed in Gaza." He basically said he expects Israel to mark their own homework. And he also wants an immediate ceasefire, which is all that can lead to a lasting solution.
Usual. The boilerplate,
Yeah, but it's on Hansard and Ed Davey. Applause of the week, sir. And you will rarely hear me say that about anybody in PMQs.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. Yeah. Good on him.
Right, yeah, there was a question from... Is that the same? No, it's not. Somebody whose name I didn't catch it. Yeah. They asked about how Reform-controlled Lancashire Council are considering cuts to nursery funding, which obviously will impact working people.
Saw that.
And said that, you know, what they're doing should worry us all. And Starmer...
Farage just laughed, didn't he? I saw his face. I saw the clip of that. Him and Tice were just laughing their heads off when that was what was being said to him. Of course, dickheads. Sorry.
They just... How do they get away with it?
That's a question.
Starmer said he sort of poo-pooed it 2 and said that he urges the council to reconsider cuts that affect children and young families. Paul Ward from Rochdale. Oh, this one annoyed me a bit. See if you can guess why. He said minimum wage earners are being undermined by the amount of illegal migrants working in the community, in particular the rise in vape and barber shops run by Iranians and Iraqis. The gist of the question was that he wanted Starmer to speed up the rollout of digital IDs. Now, Mr. Wall, what do people from those two countries have in common in relation to Britain?
Yeah. Being bombed shitless, right?
Now, if they see fit to come over here and not bomb anybody, not harm anybody,
no, exactly,
but potentially cut people's hair and potentially scam the taxman to the same tune as every other self-employed knobhead, sound, fair dues. We bomb the shit out of your country for no reason, based off the back of lies. And that, if that's what they want to come here and do,
yeah, that's fair enough, isn't it? I mean,
you can't have it both
as we know,
ways.
I think. No, exactly, and immigrants, people that come here or are a net contributor to the country, you know, they're not, you know, contrary to what you're told by Reform and everyone else every other day. It's a net contributory factor to the UK economy, and like you said, it on a human level, they're just trying to get on with it and work, right? And they're just trying to do their thing. So,
but even if, let's say, even if some of these businesses are laundering money, why is it different if the person is a migrant? Because we already have laws against all that shit. What's the diff?
No, there isn't, is there? There's plenty of
you know what I mean?
Plenty of British gangsters up and down the country laundering money left, right, and centre. You know, and they were born and brought up here. You know, it's exactly
and a
what you're saying.
considerable amount of them have a pass to Parliament. Anyway,
yeah, that's fair.
At that point, was that? Yeah, that's the point at which I tuned out. So just bear with me a second. I'm about to give me cat a half a sec.
Okay.
Oh, shit! Hang on a minute.
What's going on?
I thought it came out that end. That was a mistake. Well, I've got confetti all over my lounge, so that's
What's going on?
That bit didn't. Oh.
I have to describe this.
It's a Jeopardy confetti. It won't blow. Oh, well, that's just very upsetting.
I need to describe this for people who aren't watching, because Sal's just gone off screen, come back on screen with a fairy god, a good girl wand, a party hat, and a dodgy thing of confetti that didn't burst.
It nearly took me elbow out.
Why?
And listen, do you know what's worse? Such a dickhead. I went to a little cheap shop. I just wanted but I couldn't find any. I didn't know them party like we used to have in the old days with my parents.
Party poppers, yeah.
And I thought I'd get like that on a party pop or something. Anyway, I found that dangerous bastard and this little fairy stick, and I thought it was for like a little girl's birthday party, but looking at the back of it, I think it might be a Hindu thing.
Oh yeah, what does that say? Good girl, bad boy.
Good girl, bad girl.
Oh, bad girl. Right.
Okay. Oh god, right, so I just lost my mind. That was fun. That really nearly did that. Yeah.
Nearly ended up with an A&E visit live on the podcast.
But do you know what? PMQs is over for 6 weeks or so, so now
Yeah,
my
if anyone's
laundry
just
is covered in
listening,
confetti.
if anyone's listening to the audio and doesn't watch
I'm
this,
really sorry.
I'll definitely I'll put a clip out. Don't worry, and you'll see the clip on YouTube, TikTok, wherever you watch your clips from. Twitter. Don't worry, you'll get to see that. No one needs to miss out on that for sure. PMQs is finished.
Hooray! That was what I should have just said that, shouldn't I? I left it at that, but still. Dave, that really hurt my elbow.
Oh no.
Say something. You start talking now, please.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about Reform. Why not? Because they're a comedy act.
Mm.
They've been at it a lot this week, over the last week since we last recorded. I think they're just ramping things up to the summer because it's all about to die off for the summer, and they're just trying to sort of get everything out as quickly as they can and do stuff. So I noticed last weekend in the Sunday Mail and the Mail Online, that Zaya Yusuf, Reform's head boy, head of Doge,
Zaya the
whatever you want to
liar.
call him, Zaya the liar, hashtag Zaya the liar. Let's do that. Had a piece written for him in the Daily Mail. And it followed
For
on
him.
two. Yeah, it wasn't written by him, but it followed on 2 days after I'd put out my article about Doge and how at West Northamptonshire Council they'd put requests in for access to all sorts of data and nothing had come back yet. It's all there. I've got articles all over my Twitter feed about this now, and all my freedom of information requests are nearly back, and every single one of them, bar none, has proved that Doge has nothing. So I wrote a long article on Friday, Saturday, put it out quite late Saturday night, and it's got a lot of views. It's on 200,000 or something at the moment. So it's achieved a lot of attention. And then 2 days later, I'm not claiming credit for this, but Zaya Yusuf put out an article in the Daily Mail, or had an article about things that
That's the
his
FT,
Doge
wasn't
unit.
it?
Sorry,
Wasn't it the FT?
no, the FT was something. Oh, the FT basically came out on
The
Monday
FT basically
with similar.
lifted what you did and reprinted it.
Yeah, they almost did, almost word for word. But the Mail on Sunday thing was based. The headline was, wait for it, crazy golf trips, circus tickets, and countless Amazon parcels. How cash-strapped councils are handing out gift cards and fun days to asylum seekers using taxpayer money. Snappy. So, basically, this is just a really, really rushed out article that just said, we found all this waste at Kent County Council, our amazing Doge unit, who basically have the same access to Kent County Council data as me, as you, as anybody listening. They found, the largest number they found was £162,000 at Amazon. Now, the point I made in my article is quite long, but the main point is that there's no context in it. So there was no time framework, there was no dates. They didn't specify over how long a period these numbers were. And I just took a look and I downloaded 1 month's worth of spending from Kent County Council, because it's all publicly available information. You can go and look it up now if you want. And the amount, I mean, Kent County Council in May of this year spent £138,514,187.48. That's their recorded spending for 1 month. £138 million. Which is not surprising, really, when you think about what they're spending on infrastructure, buildings, children. The top 10 things were children's services and structural engineering, So one of the largest outlay they spent was 1.5 million or 1.6 million just for 1 month. So it kind of puts Zaya Yusuf in his Doge context-free 160 grand numbers into context, which is what he and the Daily Mail didn't do. So absolutely full of it. So they rushed this article out to try and sort of make point that Doge are doing something, they're finding waste, but they're not finding waste. They're just looking on the council website and going, "Oh, look, we're spending money on asylum seekers." Like, so it proves that they're not interested at all in efficiency, which is what they're supposed to be about. All they're interested in is creating headlines, which is what they got on Sunday. So,
I tell you what, I'd be interested in, just out of curiosity. Do RMP's expenses public information?
well,
Let's
they're
have a,
supposed to be, yeah.
let's have a look at the Reform MP's expenses, shall we? If we're talking about government waste.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've had a look at some of them.
Can't have it both ways, lads.
Yeah, there's something people keep mentioning is that Nigel Farage owns shares in GB News, and he does. He owns a lot of shares in GB News, but they're not recorded on his MP's
Conflict
register
of
of
interest
interest.
not a thing anymore now.
Well, no, apparently not according to Ofcom. They don't give a monkeys. But I think the reason, to be fair, for once to Nigel, is because GB News is an entirely loss-making exercise. It's lost, I think, over the last year it was 400 million. The year before it was 30 million. I don't know what it is. So
No, it doesn't matter because it's the content that's the problem, not the making of the money.
Yeah. But it's just something that people have mentioned to me quite a lot about his register of interest when you mentioned it, that he hasn't got those on there. But I think it's purely down to the fact that GB News is just set up and funded by Paul Marshall as a loss-making enterprise to promote reform and nothing else, which is a point I made in my monthly data deep dive that I've put out as well this month. So it's nothing but propaganda, them and Talk TV. But cat.
But yet again, it's concern for finance, not for content and consequence.
Yeah, completely. So,
which is something that we're going to talk about later with the other thing. Exactly the same scenario with the fraud.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted to finish that Doge thing because someone kindly sent me a message on Twitter about 10 minutes before we recorded, and it's a headline from today, from 2 hours ago. This is Thursday. Reform Council agrees plan to share data with Savings Unit, and a nice picture of Zaya Youssef, head boy at West Northamptonshire County Council. So what they've done is they've written this article up, which says that the headline says that the council have agreed to share sensitive data with Doge, but the truth is they have not. It's absolute bullshit. They've got the exact same information as I had last week given to me by West Northants, and they've written it up in such a way as it's reform positive, shall we say. So it's saying that, oh, look, reform are actually achieving something when they're not. And it does actually say way down in the article that I'm just going to find it because it's buried quite deep. The council has not shared any data with Doge so far. It's a one-liner right down in the 3/4 down the article. So their headline is completely contradictory to the actual reality of facts. And that's really shocking, I think, from the BBC. I mean, we don't expect much from them anymore, unfortunately, but to write that up as the headline says Doge are winning, Doge have got access, Doge have got no such thing.
Did you try clarifying it?
No, not yet, but I will. It literally came to me just before we started recording, and I was typing it as you came online. So
no, type BBC verifying it, dickhead.
Yeah, good idea. Mariana Spring, yeah. Because that's shocking that the BBC are putting out a false headline like that. It's really misleading, and it's just wrong. It's just not even remotely true. No, it's not new, but
certainly over Israel.
I know. Well, yeah, that's a fact, isn't it? Yeah, it's a shame that the BBC's fallen down so much since the Tories took it over, but yeah, we're there. So Doge, I still think. Oh no, I don't think. I know Doge is a dead duck. It's a dead donkey. People were sending me all sorts of different things for it the other day, but I think if they had the opportunity to back out of it quietly, I said this a couple of weeks ago, I think they would reverse it very, very swiftly if they were given the opportunity, because it's it must be costing Zaya Yusuf millions of his own money to do this, and he's achieving nothing. And I'm proving every single thing that he does to be bullshit. So when he backs down, I don't know. There's an awful lot of bad blood going around towards Zaya Yusuf online at the moment from the right. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to ask what you make of the latest resignation being Raoul Braverman.
Yes, I know. Real Braverman. I think did we not mention him last week?
Yeah, yeah, but he resigned yesterday,
Spanish.
didn't he? Or
He did.
Wednesday?
He did.
Whenever the data leak came out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we said last week that he put out a tweet saying, "Oh, I don't want all these Tories in Reform," when Jake Berry joined, and now he's
You are one, mate. You fucking ass.
He was one, and his wife is Suella Braverman, in case anyone's interested. And yeah, as you say, unsurprisingly, when this data leak came out, when Suella was part of the government, when it all kicked off, and now he's miraculously deserted Reform, hasn't he? So,
but do you think he needed to resign from Reform, or do you think it was a handy out because you could see the writing on the wall?
Yeah, I mean, I think the writing was on the wall anyway when he last week said about too many Tories. But I think there's massive disquiet within the Reform ranks, and you read sort of a lot of the online stuff as I do a lot, and there's a real sense of disquiet with Farage and how he's behaving. And apparently someone today I read said, what has Zaya Yusuf got on Farage because he's causing so many problems within Reform? I don't think that's probably the case, but I don't know. We've talked about it before. The far right don't like Yusuf because he's not white. They're very, very angry that there's a Muslim man in charge of their racist party. And then UK, let me get their name right. Reform UK Exposed, Reform Party UK Exposed, put out a tweet this morning saying, "Is it miraculous what's happening that there's splintering and Paul Nuttall has arrived? It's just like UKIP all over again," and it is. But most of us have been predicting this coming for a long time. It will be. There's no way Reform make it to the next election. No way. I'll find a hat and I'll put my hat on it that Reform will not be a party by 2029. No chance. No. I don't know. Do you agree?
That's what I've been saying from the beginning, isn't it? 4 years is a long time, and they are falling apart as predicted because they are just a gang of overly entitled, wealthy children.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They're literally, there's nothing of any substance. Grimes the other day addressing the council was just embarrassing. The way the man comports himself. He should be wearing a red coat working at Butlins. At best. Yeah. That's how he presents himself, like he's some sort of entertainment. Shut up and get out. I know. He's embarrassing. They've got no shame. But there's no substance to anything. It's all just wasting time and saying words that will offend the people they view as beneath them.
Yeah, it is.
I ran out of words a couple of years ago, sorry.
Yeah, your analogy of like a house of cards built on sand is coming true week by week. Every time we talk about it, there's another card has fallen off from the top and it's getting wobblier and wobblier, and yeah, I think maybe
it's just
even
the damage they cause while they're doing it.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? And they've still got free access to pretty much every news channel that they can get. If they want to be on a news channel, they can be on a news channel, which I'll come to later because I had I had some thoughts today about Lewis Goodall and something he wrote.
That was a discussion the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I just like the damage that Reform can do is pretty big, and they're pulling. Well, I mean, the damage primarily, I think, has been done to the Conservatives, hasn't it? And that's what shows in my sort of data each month, that the Conservative vote has been dragged out of into Reform. not so much in the way of Labour or Lib Dems. Lib Dems are pretty much solid, and the Greens and the Labour vote. People are annoyed with Labour, but they're looking more left, and they're definitely not looking to the
Yeah.
right. So, which is fair, you know. They don't
I
want
mean,
the.
Corbyn and Sultana are already polling better than Reform, and they haven't even got a name yet.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw some really strong polling for them the other day. They're outstripping. Well, they're outstripping the Lib Dems in the real terms, sort of polling numbers
Mm.
of Reform, not the dodgy find out now polling where they've got
But
them
they're
on like
people with actual
600%.
substance and knowledge and intelligence and integrity. God, could you imagine?
Yeah, they're just
Oh,
they're
it's like a
generating
fantasy.
so much. They're generating an awful lot of anger in the Labour kind of stalwarts, aren't they? Unfortunately,
Mm.
the Labour stalwarts are sort of kind of putting them into the same category as Farage and stuff. But you know, give them a chance. Let's see what happens. We'll see what they come up with, because you know we need to hear something different. We've got the same with Starmer, haven't we, as what we had with Sunak. So let's hear a different, more progressive view on things, and see what
Mm.
it's like, and let's take it from there.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. So, in terms of my reform roundup for the week, that kind of is it. Apart from this thing, which I wrote about today, shall I do it now? It's something that it's to do with this super injunction that came out.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And I was listening to LBC when it was on. I rarely listen to LBC nowadays, but I happened to have it on, and James O'Brien had Lewis Goodall on, because Lewis Goodall has been quite heavily involved in the back end sort of stuff about this super injunction. He was there through all the court hearings and stuff. He was, you know,
Ah.
one of the few journalists who was right in the middle of it all, which is fine. You know, it's fair. And he put out a post saying a stunning and shameful PMQs. Huge, basically. Okay, let me just get it right, because I don't want to misquote him. Because did any backbench MP get up and ask the PM about it? Express any outrage as a democratically elected politician? Ask the PM to rule it out ever happening again? No, not a word. Pathetic. So Lewis was very upset because
He was
it's not as
personally
big a
involved.
story as. Yeah, he's personally involved, and it's not as big a story as he wants it to be. And I wrote this morning.
Now
He's
he does
rightly worried
that
about.
for the rest of us.
Well, that's pretty much what I wrote, right? Because I said he's right to be concerned that there's little focus on this journalism, because
However,
it it's a massive piece of news, or at least it would have been 3 years ago. But what I've said is that people like Lewis Goodall, especially LBC, they're one of the very worst of the sort of broadcasters who'll go, "Oh, let's go and check on Nigel Farage's opinion," or "Let's see what Richard Tice thinks about this." And
yeah.
so this is what happens when you spend 2 years allowing reform to create the media landscape by having free airtime, free access to whomever they want, whenever they want. And basically his story about government cover-ups and journalistic integrity is twisted into to one about immigration again, you know, and that's what's happened. And Lewis is really upset because it's not getting the attention it deserves, and I do believe it should have more attention. But it's just.
That is quite amazing, though, the hypocrisy on the man.
Yeah. I said.
How is it?
I'm
How can you
surprised.
not see that? It's
Yeah.
unbelievable to me.
Well,
Because
this is it.
Tan tweeted yesterday. I think it was somebody was having a go at Lewis Goodall. She like stood up for him and said, Lewis Goodall and Pippa Greer are really good journalists, and I just got to scroll on by because I know what she's saying. And 2 years ago, I might have agreed with her. But even Pippa Carrera now is taking intriguing viewpoints on subjects, let's put it that way.
Yeah, she seems to have changed since she went to The Guardian, definitely.
And like we've been saying for ages, Lewis Goodall's a flip flopper. It's like, are you working for a news outlet or are you working in a personal capacity as a personal journalist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, this is it, and I know what Tan's saying, because I've got I did have a lot of time for Lewis Goodall, because I did listen to him a lot, and I always had him down in the good guys column rather than the bad guys column.
Yeah, well, I'm
And I
sure you
still
and I
think,
discussed it.
yeah, we have done, but I think he's kind of making the assumption that because of his background in this establishment media, that's his framework of looking on the world, his lens through which he looks. But it's not like that anymore. You know, the right, the far right, particularly Reform, etc., have got control of the narrative through social media, particularly, and then they've got GB News and Talk TV, so they've got two
That in and
dedicated
of itself
broadcasters.
is a news story. Why isn't he reporting on himself and doing that?
Yeah, well, yeah,
And it's
exactly.
the absence of that means I can't
Yeah,
even entertain debating it with anyone, because maybe I'm an
yeah, no,
extremist, but I've got a hard line where it comes to integrity and morality. And if you prove time and time again that your integrity is absolutely for sale, then you can get in the bin as far as I'm concerned.
yeah. I think that's probably fair, and this is it. And so yeah. So the last thing I wrote about this is just about how Farage, if he wants to be on Sky News, clicks his fingers, he'll be on Sky News. And Richard Tice, if he wants to spew some climate denialism, will get on LBC. There's plenty of presenters there who will allow him to spout his climate denial bullshit, including Lewis Goodall. And I've heard it happen on Lewis Goodall's show. So that's where I fall back now. And it's a real shame, because it's now put him across the line into the bad guys column for me, because like you just said, his integrity's failed him completely. And how can you not understand? And lots of people replied to me and said that, you know, they used to like the newsagents, and I did too. I used to listen to the newsagents until a few months ago, when they made a big song and dance between John Sopel and Lewis Goodall about how the media, referring to themselves, were not responsible for the rise of reform. And I just laughed and
Oh
turned
my
it off.
God.
They did a whole segment on it.
I stopped watching them when I saw them at Osborne's wedding.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
You can't. It's what I say about like the job hats. Like, these people put on a hat, and that means they're allowed to go and do terrible things and make awful decisions that could have terrible consequences for people. The world doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. That's called having no conscience and being a twat. And
Yeah.
similarly to what we've discussed before about seeing people we like fraternizing with people we really don't like, and you think, where's the line? Where's your line that you can, like, 1 minute be a massive, brilliant, intelligent lefty, and the next you're fraternizing with Z people? It's confusing to me. Am I a weirdo? I don't know. I just think people should have integrity and draw a line, because if somebody shows you their behaviour time and time again, that's who they are. What they do for a job, and the fact that you're in the same industry, is not terribly relevant if you're intending on having a relationship with somebody in whatever way.
No. Yeah, it's integrity can clearly be bought for nearly all of these people, and that's the problem, isn't it? And I don't know. I think we've got ourselves in such a terrible state of affairs with our media ecosphere, whatever you want to call it, now, that there is little to almost zero integrity across the sort of legacy broadcast establishment media, whatever you want to call it. It is failing day by day, and you know, there's people like us who are trying to sort of put out a point of view which is honest, and we'll always speak the truth as we see it, and not be swayed. And you know, maybe because we don't get paid for it, it's easy to do that. And maybe, you know, if someone came to me and said, "Oh, do you want to be on GB News? Here's $5,000," I'd be like, "Well,
But no,
you know,
you see, no, because you need to go on there so that they've got some fucking opposition. Take the money.
yeah,
Do
no,
you know what I mean?
know.
As long as you can sleep at night, because we've got consciences and integrity, we're not going to go far wrong,
It's
are
like,
we? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it's like Gary Trodo, when we had him on a few weeks ago, briefly.
Oh, yeah,
Had
I've been on
mentioned that he'd been on. Yeah, he'd been on a couple of times, and he said about the mask suddenly coming on as soon as the lights went on, with the panelists and the presenters, and give, there are definitely a few people there. You think, well, you can see a chink of light, like sometimes with some of them,
We've
but
heard that from
some of them
everybody
not.
that's been in the green room with the right wing. Everybody said it.
Mm-hmm.
She says, thinking, he said it. Marina said it. Femi,
Yeah.
and now Gary. So it's clearly
Yeah.
not like a coincidence. It's who they are. It's not how they have to live, so they don't have to
No.
do it all the time, I guess.
So that's the integrity for sale business, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's part-time serious people, but they're not even serious when they're trying to be serious. They're just dickheads.
No.
Which is terrifying when you think about it. God, what are they like when they haven't got their head on?
God knows. God knows.
Mm.
Yeah, talking of strange GB News folk, I had a bit of a hoo-ha with Adam Brooks this week.
Another one.
He threatened to sue me this week, which was quite entertaining. For calling him a far-right agitator. I mean,
Actually, he was agitating for the far right. I'm mad.
Live on telly.
With evidence.
He was, in case anyone doesn't know who Adam Brooks is, because probably most people don't unless you're terminally online like us. He's a pub landlord who happens to be on GB News sometimes, and he's quite
tiny, and he hates it.
Yeah, there's that, but he's just a far right mouthpiece, and he does his own thing as outside GB News, where he has Substack, which he definitely writes himself. I'm assured of that, and he was outside an asylum hotel in Epping, not Epping Forest. I got corrected on that. Fair enough. For 4 days last week in the boiling hot heat with his little microphone. And on day one, there was him and some people beeping at him in cars, which he thought was a sign of support. And then on day 2, there was 2 people stopped by. And then day 3, and eventually he got a protest going because he kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then it kicked off and became violent, and loads of fucking racists turn up, which is what... Okay, I'll be careful what I say because he did threaten to sue me.
Get attacked.
Yes, exactly. And so he called for a load of racists. A load of racists showed up. It kicked off. Yeah. And then he did a runner and said, nothing to do with me, governor. And that was it. And then I called him out for being a far right agitator, and he threatened to sue me for defamation. I was like, okay. So I blocked him, and then he found another account and started coming at me on a separate account of his. And so I blocked that as well. And then someone else
coming at you saying what?
That he was going to sue me for calling him out for inciting riots or something, but I just blocked them all. And then he's just blocked me. He's blocked me in return.
Silly little man.
Well, yeah, exactly. I haven't said anything that's not untrue. That's not true, sorry.
How tall are you?
Yeah. How tall am I? 6'3".
Oh, we should definitely go down for a visit.
Yeah. I'm not small, so yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
I think I said that to him once. I could step over him in one stride. I don't think he liked that, but yeah. I'm not going to be heightist about people.
Fabulous. But... No, I'm not suggesting there's anything wrong with being
I know.
small.
It's
What's
funny.
sad is that it makes you feel that insignificant. It turns you into an absolute monster. Deal with your shit.
Indeed. Indeed.
Because he's definitely got, like you said, he's definitely got a Napoleon complex.
Yeah, he's not a happy man. He did have one of his pubs up for sale about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The famous one, 3 Colts, that they filmed the GB News stuff in. That was up for sale. So I don't know what was going on with that, but it seems not to be now. Seems to be back off.
As seen on some TV.
On what TV?
I said as seen on some TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's where Lee Anderson does his show from, or did do his show from, where he was feeding... Who was it he was feeding beans to? When he was a Tory. Yeah. It was one of the other Tories, like Gullis or someone like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. so
Oh
we'll
God,
leave
he's
that bit there.
apparently he's on the precipice of joining Reform, isn't he? That sad little man.
Well, I've seen him popped up on GB News. He's doing a show on GB News. He's
Oh,
still
give
wearing
me
the same.
fucking strength. He's
I
such
know.
a gibbon.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Oh my God, yeah. So that's just what we need, Jonathan. The Jonathan Gullis show. Jesus Christ, can you imagine anything worse? But no. But
Sweet
Reform
Jesus.
they're just the receptacle for retired Tories, and that's it. That's all they are. We know that. Last week we
Grifting
said they've got
knobheads.
12 ex-Tory MPs are now Reform in the Reform ranks. If Gullis goes, that'll be 13. Yeah. Yes, grifting knobheads. That's a better way of putting it. Let's move on from Reform for a bit.
Yeah, let's Jeffrey Epstein.
Just for some
I
light
know
relief.
it's not. Sorry, I know it's not funny, Christ. I really know it's not funny. It's
No,
mental, though. Oh my
it is.
goodness. I can't even remember where we were up to last week. I think he just come out and called it a hoax last week and said it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Because
I
Ghislaine
think
Maxwell
that's
was in
about right.
prison for nothing, wasn't she? So that enabled her to then mount a legal challenge because she's in prison for nothing.
Yeah.
Now, Trump this week seems to be literally off his rocker. He has a different answer to the Epstein thing depending on what you ask him. He stormed out of a room. He shouted at a journalist. He said it's, first of all, it was a hoax. Then Clinton was involved. And then Clinton and Obama made it up.
Yeah,
Whereas
they wrote it.
an innocent person would say, have at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Prove that I have nothing to do with it. Which in and of itself tells us the man is a fredophile. That and the fact he's still never sued anyone who's called him a fredophile.
Exactly.
Which is, weird for such a very litigious man. Now,
Yeah, exactly.
Jennifer Curry, whatever your view on her, we have a sort of the enemy of my enemy type relationship.
All right.
She tweeted earlier, Epstein's not dead, is he? And I went, oh, hang on a minute. Now,
interesting.
rumour, obviously, pure speculation.
Of course,
we never get told the fucking truth. So then I went down this thread and I thought, what have other people got to say? And several people came out and said, he's hiding. Guess where he might be hiding?
Russia? Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
And when you think about it, and then you think about everything that's happened since he was found by sleeping guards or whatever, that would add up.
He had contacts, didn't he? He definitely had contacts there. I read that somewhere.
Oh, he was Mossad. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, there was a big Mossad
Herzog
link,
or someone came out and said, we have nothing to do with him. There's pictures of you meeting him. Shut up. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, he was absolutely... But look at the Robert Maxwell link. He was Mossad, wasn't he?
Apparently, yeah.
A very short gob and a jump. So I just thought that was quite interesting because at some point it's all going to come out. And the more Trump wants it to go away, the less it's going away. It's quite brilliant to watch. It really is. I've just watched a woman being interviewed. I think it's an old tape, talking about how she was in a hotel. I think she was a hotel maid and she was in a room with another girl. I didn't catch the beginning of it, so the details are sketchy. She described basically how Trump forced a girl to become sexual with him and insisted that this hotel maid show her how.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely all coming out, isn't it? Like you said.
Oh, I mean, this is the biggest rise in evil history seen in an awfully long time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's just, so I just wanted to gossip about that, really.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And yeah, I saw an article earlier. It was the Bear. The Bear had put an article out about
Mm.
Trump, I think, and Epstein today, and like he's started to attack his own MAGA
Mm.
crowd, hasn't he? Said, they believe they're weaklings and they're believing, and
Well,
so some of his loyalists, like Benny Johnson, who's like a Trump MAGA, or he was,
he's really boxed into a corner, him.
but he's been burning his MAGA hat and encouraging people to burn their MAGA hats and stuff, and it's all kicking off. Yeah, I think
Yeah, but that, yeah, but
because go on.
guess who wronged him?
Well, Trump, I assume, or Bondi or someone. Has he
Yeah.
back in towing the line again? Is he?
I know he's quite convinced now that Trump's doing the right thing.
Oh, of course, yeah, fair
You know,
enough.
he is sorting through it. He's sorting. Also, it exists again now, does it? Because there's video footage, literally, of Dan Bongino and Marco Rubio both sitting there saying, "Well, no, the Epstein thing's a disgrace," and as soon as we'll get the
Yeah,
CIA and the FBI to release everything, and then, but now you're in charge.
yeah. It's exactly the same with Kash Patel. Kash Patel, an interview
Yeah.
came out last
Oh,
week.
sorry, that's what I
He,
meant, not Rubio.
well, yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
just assumed Rubio had done it as well because Pam Bondi's done it, Kash Patel's done it, Bon, I can never say his
Gino.
bloody name, Dan Bongino. Yeah, they've all said like in the last year that they can't wait to get the Epstein files out. This is definitely what we're going to do. Pam Bondi went as far as saying, "I've got it on my desk," and now she's saying, "Oh, that was just a turn of phrase. I didn't really mean they were on my desk." Fuck off! Come on.
Oh, it's like I can't. It's so lawless, man. The world.
Yeah.
Why are
But I
humans
think,
so slow to do anything? We waste
but I
so
think
much
like,
time protecting arseholes.
yeah. Well, because they can pay for their protection, I suppose. But it's like you said, though. It's Trump's digging his own kind of hole for this. Everything he does is confirming another piece of the puzzle falls into place, and he's just
Hmm.
making it worse for himself. It's the Barbara
Oh,
Streisand
it's
effect on
shocking.
steroids.
I mean, the corruption. America must be the most corrupt country in the West, at least.
Mm, definitely.
Closely followed
Well,
by us, no
certainly with the
doubt.
people,
But
yeah, but certainly above certainly the current administration. Anyway, they're up to their fucking eyeballs in it, aren't they?
yeah, but just remember, there's 4 years that America haven't been at war in the last 200 years, or
I
whatever it
know.
is.
Yeah,
But 4 or 7 or
yeah,
22. It's tiny in relation to all the other years they've been killing people
yeah.
for
Negligible
money.
amount of time. Mm.
Just so that was, yeah. But that you can draw a line under that now. So what would you
Yeah.
let's
That's
talk
done
about?
now. Well, no, I've only got like one other thing which I'm going to leave to the end because it's funny.
Oh, okay.
So, do you want to talk about your other subject that you were wanting to discuss?
I've got two. I mean, there's the increase in ableism. This is quite apparent
Mm.
these days. Not
Mm.
only will you go out in society and receive no assistance and nowhere to sit down because they've taken all the benches away to stop the homeless people sitting down,
Yeah,
it drives me
assholes.
nuts. It's rubbish. And this week on Twitter was especially interesting because
Mm.
somebody whose account I'm not even going to repeat because I can't remember it, but was he called Trev? Was his
Yeah, let's
handle
say
name?
Trev. Yeah.
Trev, he claims not to have set up an account, but he was certainly promoting a new website that I'm sure he said he'd set it up to begin with. Did he not? That
Well, the
you
guy
could
called
go.
Max Tempers said that he
That's
had
it.
set it up. Yeah,
Are they not the same person? Did we not find out?
I think they are. I think they
Yeah.
probably are, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, wherever this horrible little bastard is, he set a website up so that, to quote, do you know what? That's my phone. I've screenshot his tweets so I can read to you exactly what he said.
Yeah, I do.
Um, it's not often, if ever, I report anything to the police, but this I did because
Mm.
he's inciting hate against disabled people.
It's
Which
horrendous.
sounds
Absolutely
mental to
horrendous.
say. How sad you have to be. Um, here you go. A website has been created to easily identify Motability vehicles. Temper's tip. A quick, easy, free way to check if a new car you come across is a Mobility is to run the number plate through the new helpful Dartford crossing charge check-ons. I've got you. Yeah. Basically, he has an issue with anybody who's got a Mobility car, and he is annoying neighbour with an inexplicable brand new car every 3 years. A UK crime clip where the perpetrators have a fancy 2025 plate. Run it all through motabilitycarcheck.co.uk today to see whether you're funding their lifestyles. Which, as the police confirmed, is inciting hate towards disabled people, harassment at the very least. And it's a mental illness that person has got.
Yeah, totally.
That's it.
But it's like you said, it's the increasing...
No sane, rational person does shit like that. It's completely illegal. It fails all the GDPR laws. And it's inciting hatred against people who've done nothing and who carry the biggest burdens in life, you sick bastards.
Yeah, completely. It's absolutely off the charts. It's... But the ableist slurs and all that shit that you said the rise is occurring is because of people like Richard Tyson, Lee Anderson. It all goes back to these guys because they started pushing this about 2 weeks ago. The Motability, well, no, it's been going on for a while, but they really hammered it a couple of weeks ago. And then Guido Fawkes got on the case and started pushing, and it all came from this one. In that instance, from this one guy on YouTube with 7 subscribers who'd put out a list that Guido
no substance. Yeah,
Guido had pushed it out, and then every Reform MP, fucking Matt Goodwin, GB News, everyone just jumped on it. And so then there's been this torrent of abuse towards the Motability kind of scheme. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Don't want to give anyone ideas. But if the wrong accounts got hold of that and promoted it.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It just doesn't bear thinking about. And I say that as somebody who knows she lives next door to someone who's got an issue with people on sick benefit. I don't drive, so I'm safe. It's fine. I don't have a dog in this fight. It's just disgusting. Oh, and also, I could probably kill a man. But, I'm joking. I just terrorise him. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's unbelievably disgusting. Not since the 70s have I encountered anything like it, and I was tiny then.
Yeah. No, it's horrible. It's so grim. I mean, I think one thing good has come out of it in that there was a community push to highlight it and point out that what this guy was doing was so gross, and within less than 24 hours we managed to get his website turned off.
Yeah.
So that's a result. We had an ethical hacker on the case. We had
thank you, Red.
Yes, exactly. And she really spammed the shit out of them. And we put out sort of tweets to the Information Commissioner's Office, the DVLA, loads of different people, because they were using a government API, it's called, which is where you can use someone else's kind of web script to push data. And although the information, although they were using public information, which was what their defense was, public information is not allowed to be used in that manner. Like you said, it's inciting hatred, and they didn't have any GDPR sort of policies in place to say we're not storing your data whenever you put in a number
privacy
plate.
Policy or anything, was there?
Yeah, nothing at all. And so it got shut down, and we did that between us, I think. And well, no, I know we did. There was a big group of people that came together on that and had him.
Oh, he's just blocked
had
me.
It turned off.
I forgot to put that out.
Has he?
About an hour. I noticed about an hour before we came on. Yeah.
Has he? Oh, that's interesting.
Dickhead.
I wonder if he's blocked me. Let's have a quick check. No, not yet. Not yet. Still on there with me. But he has changed his bio to a picture of that stupid far-right frog, which is interesting.
Far-right frog?
Yeah, you know, Pepe.
Oh, Farage.
It's not modelled on him, amazingly. It came before Farage. But it's called Pepe the Frog. Have you come across this? It's a green frog.
I didn't know it was
symbol.
far right. I thought it was just very horrible. I thought it was like an NFT thing.
No, it came out of like 4chan and stuff and 8chan in the States. Like really the real nasty, nasty shit. It came out of that. So he's changed his profile picture to one of those in
Not
a
very
Russian army
surprising.
hat. Yeah. So our Trev is our toss pot of the week if we want to start awarding
And if
a
and on the
daily
off
prize.
chance Trev's watching, Obrigado, sunshine.
Obrigado. Yeah, exactly. um, watch this space. So, yeah, he was a dickhead, and he still is, as far as I'm concerned. But at least we managed to get the website shut down for now.
Yes,
He did
thank you so
put
much
out,
for that.
yeah, he did put out sort of cryptic posts on his various alt accounts that will look out for another thing, and then there was a thing about an app this morning. But I, if we say it, it was the same thing
Sort
will
of piss
happen.
and wind, I reckon now.
Yeah, he's had his little moment in the sunshine, and yeah, that's it. He's done.
Far out.
so, so what's your last thing?
Just the voting at 16. Discuss.
Oh yeah, happened today. Brand new information.
Now, not gonna lie, about 3 years ago, I thought voting was at 16. So
Right, okay, fair enough. It is in Scotland.
well, I thought it always was here. I don't know why.
Yeah, it has been
Because
in Scotland for a little
even
while.
thinking back, I think I was 18 when I first voted, so I don't know why I got that in my head, but I did, and then discovered I was
Yeah,
wrong. Um,
fair
yeah,
enough.
I've got mixed feelings, but if politics was mandatory on the syllabus at school, I'd
Yeah,
agree with
right,
it.
exactly.
If right now
Yeah,
it
it's
just
funny.
seems like a very lazy way of increasing the voter share.
Mm.
Call
It
me a
is
cynic.
probably. I mean,
Not
I
voter
think
share,
Labour
but the
did
amount of
say.
people voting.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it
Because
suits Labour. It was part of
that is
them,
a problem. The turnout is a problem, and I just
of
think,
course.
what other reason are they doing this?
Yeah, well, I think it was part of their manifesto, wasn't it? And it is something they said they
Yeah,
would
it's
do, and they're going
fine,
to
but
do,
why?
which is fair. Well, I think younger people are much more likely to vote to the left. I know, I'm not saying Labour are to the left, but you know what I mean. They're not going to vote for the Tories or Reform, and I think potentially for Starmer it might actually bite him. Well, for the most
Can
part,
I
let's
just
say.
point out the only kids I know involved in politics, and when I say kids, let's say under 21s online,
A
they're
Reform
all
councillors.
informers, yeah, but all supporters they are though. And then
Yeah.
you've got the young Tories. So
My thought on that though is that more young people are worried about serious problems that we're going to have in the next few years. So they're looking ahead and they're looking at the climate, and I think that's where the young, very young vote will go to, is the people that are focused and fixing on mitigating, let's say, the climate disaster that's happening around us that people seem still to be fucking in denial about. And I do think that the majority of young people, if they're switched on, but like you said, they have to be switched on and a little bit educated about politics, will look towards the green side of things, and that can only be a good thing, I think. So I think maybe it will force Labour's hand to become a bit more savvy with their net zero, no, let's not say net zero, but their climate plan in overall. So maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? But I do agree that we desperately need kids to have a little bit of political education in school. It should be necessary, mandatory in schools, that they get a bit of
yeah,
politics.
regardless.
Yeah, completely. Should be on the curriculum. Because there's people that are switched on that will vote and they're engaged in it. Like my boy's only 11, but I've been talking to him about politics, whether he likes it or not, since he's about 7. So he understands it a bit and he knows what he's talking about. Whereas I
Oh,
think
same.
probably that, yeah, but we're probably in the
He's
minority, I
incredibly
guess, with that. But
depressed.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, yours is a lot bit older than mine, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I agree. Mixed feelings is probably what I'd say on that.
Well, it's
I
going
think
through anyway,
potentially it's
so I
got
guess we'll suck it and see.
yeah, yeah. It's pissed off the reform lot again because I genuinely don't think the majority of 16, 17-year-olds would look at reform and think, oh, that's what I want, but
Mm.
hopefully I'm putting my hope in youth. So fingers crossed on
Well,
that.
fingers crossed, yeah.
Yeah. So my last thing I saw today was, do you remember the Great British National Protest? The guy that organised
The
the
50 people.
yeah, it was the Great National
Was
Strike or
it the
something. It
Great Neck
used to be
Strike?
called.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
it.
they're down at the beach this Saturday, is it?
Well, that was it. And so his Great British Strike, which was on a Saturday, attracted, yeah, like you said, about upwards of 26 people. And now he's gone all guns blazing, and he's organising now the Great British National Protest, calling it Phase 3. And I just found it really, really funny.
It's
He's saying
tragic.
Dover Beach on Saturday at 12 p.m. He's calling for this mass civil peaceful non-compliance. But I don't know what they're not going to be complying against again on the beach at
Less
Dover. But
civil.
peaceful non-compliance doesn't make sense, right? And
But
he says,
also, he's the one who said they said we can't have banners, but we can have T-shirts.
"Yeah,
Not
that's it.
realizing
Yeah,
it's the same fucking thing in the eyes of the law. You
yes,
utter
I know."
melt.
And I saw him do a little mini video
Oh,
yesterday, and he's estimating 9 million people. 9 million.
shut the fuck up. What?
That's what he said.
Did he mean to say 1,000?
I think the 9 would be good for good going, I reckon. Honestly, 9 million people. I mean, give the guy credit. He's dreaming like he's aiming high, isn't he?
Big.
Shooting for the stars with 9 million people. So, but
Oh,
I
I
just
mean, it'll
found
be
it
fun to
really.
watch. I
It
just hope
will.
immigrants don't come in while that's happening because that's their intention. And they just want to abuse people
Yeah.
that are
Well,
really struggling in life.
that's telling in who he tagged into this post today. Oh, yesterday I think it was actually, and he's tagged in people like Tommy Robinson,
Uh,
what's his Paul Golding, Ant Middleton, Rupert Lowe. Fucking hell.
Rupert might turn up
Nick.
because he's got no attention now, has he?
Well, that's true. Rupert Lowe might. Nick Tanconi.
No,
Who else has
he'd
he
turn
talked in?
up.
And then he's tagged in loads of these kind of anonymous flag accounts on Twitter. I'm not even going to read them out, but you know the ones I mean, and
Ben on
Basil and
Dole.
all that shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In fact, I don't think Ben on the Dole's been tagged. Let's just talk. Oh, he's missed him off. Poor old Ben. He's been sacked from his job for
Oh,
being a
I know,
racist. Now
yeah.
he's not. He's not.
He's
He's
fallen
not
out with
even
his far
racist
right
enough to
mates.
be. No, he's not even racist enough for them. Poor old Ben. Anyway, twat. I just found it really funny that he was going for 9 million people in Dover because I'm going on a
Nine
ferry
million.
on Sunday.
Oh,
Oh, I'm really hoping his 9 million people have gone by Sunday when I get my ferry. That's all I'm
it'll be
saying.
hard shipping them all out in one go. Christ, what's
Luckily,
with
I'm not
these
going from
people?
Dover.
They're not
So,
right. They're
I
like
know.
not right.
No.
And I know that's a
It,
bad
it,
word, but oh god, my head. Sorry, but
sorry.
they're so right.
Yeah.
They're not. No, that's never going to work. They're not mentally balanced, is what I'm trying to say.
No, they're really not. And I just. He's so earnest about it that it's quite funny. And that's why I just wanted to have a laugh about it because his sincerity and kind of his videos are like when
It's
9 million
delusional,
people
though.
hit the beach. It is, yeah, it is a bit. It's
Utterly
kind of there's
delusional.
a psychological problem, isn't there? Where
Mm.
he thinks that he managed to get, I don't know, 20 scruffy racists last time, and then now he's aiming for 9 million. So what can you do? And that's what I think. And I don't think I've got anything else for this week.
I think I've given quite enough entertainment for once. I tried to, shoot off my own elbow there.
I know. That was a podcast first for us, definitely.
thought it was a both ender, so to speak. Because if you look, that's sealed. That's
Yeah.
how that was. So I thought, oh, it must go both ends. So you twist it and then it goes through. So I was doing it that way, wanting it to go up. Except then I couldn't. Oh, I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, it didn't work. But it was funny.
Next week? We'll try it again next week. Um,
I've got quite enough confetti to clear up. Thank you very much. And I wouldn't mind. I thought it'd be more hooverable friendly than that, but it isn't.
yeah.
So that's going to cause a blockage.
Oh no,
Almost
yeah,
like I'm
that's
an
going to
idiot.
wreck the Hoover. No, never. Oh right, I'm too hot and I'm hungry, so I'm going to go and get some food.
Well, you're not going to get any cooler going to Portugal, are you? Did you
No,
think
but
it
it's
through?
not as muggy. I know. Yeah, I'm not going to be moaning about the heat next week from my Portuguese place that we're staying.
You have to do it in a tropical
yeah.
setting so that I can thingy by what's it?
Well,
Enjoy holiday by proxy.
The first place we're staying is like in the woods. It's like a cabin in the woods, so and it's quite nice. So, this is friends of ours own this little cabin, so we're going to go and stay with them. So it's nice.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to go on about Portugal because it's not fair, and I realise how lucky I am to be able to go and spend a few weeks away out of the country.
You have to tell us a bit about it. Take us with you.
Yeah, I will. Oh, well, yeah, I'll do some travel logs on TikTok or something.
And then you can show me how. Oh my God, I had my proper first old person moment yesterday. Crucifying. I've just changed banks. I had my new card and I went to the shop over the road and I got there and I was like, oh, I don't know what my pin is. I hope it works. Haven't used it before. I know I'm in the queue. There's two girls behind me, whapping it, and it's like, you must insert it. And I'm like, ooh. Of course, because I've got stupid brain, I then get genuinely overly panicked. And I'm like, oh God.
Panic, yeah.
I don't know what to do. And the girl behind me, who bless her, was 15. She was like, have you got your app on your phone? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, just go on the app and you can change your pin on your phone. And I'm like, what? Can I? She's like, yeah, it'll just show you what your pin is. And if you want to change it, I think you can do it on the app. And I was like, thanks, love. God.
Thank you, child.
No. and she was walking out. I was like, can you come back? She's going to have to use TikTok.
Oh, well, at least she was helpful. Didn't try to.
Oh, she was lovely, but oh God, I hate being so stupid. I hate it.
It happens to us all.
Too many things I need to learn and not enough capacity for any of it. Anywho.
Right, that's enough, I think, for this week, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, as always.
Yeah.
Share us around.
Hope you laughed along.
I hope. Yeah, exactly. It's been a bit more light-hearted this week. Sorry?
It's all we've got left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, God.
So,
please share, subscribe, get us shared. Please spread the truth.
Yes, please.
And if you or you know anyone who'd like to come on and talk about anything, also let us know. And have a fabulous weekend. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.